Well, looks like we're only getting 2 hours today, not three. Well, there's no we. I'm just getting 2 hours of study today, not three. Well, a little more if you include some of the Unreal C++ studying. I'm wearing my glasses. What the fuck am I doing? Because I had to book some flights. So, gotta visit the family. Okie doke. In such a cases. Yep, but it could be minor if the type of the standard array is movable, because that's the thing that gets moved, not the standard array, because standard arrays themselves, unlike standard vectors apparently, cannot be moved. And maybe that's because of the dynamic features that standard vectors have. If they're resizable and malleable and whatnot, it makes sense that maybe they're more movable than the static, non-dynamic standard arrays. Okie doke. For example, we have an array and it's initialized with some shit for the array. Yeah, very fun. We have to fucking pass in the template parameters, or template arguments. Great. I guess you do that for static cast too, so it's not so annoying. And in here we're specifying the type and the size. That way we can handle arrays of different types and sizes. To return, not to put in, but to return. And these template arguments have to be specified in the call, so we have to put it before, well, I guess between input array and the parentheses. Maybe, can't it happen either way or no? Didn't I have some shit that was, well, doesn't work now. Well, never mind. Alright, okay. And so we're inputting and we're saying while the index is less than n, so we don't go up to the size, we stay down below. We say enter something, we output it to index, and then we increment it. Okie doker. Just like we could do a pushback, so we could add it to one variable and then push back, but we can't do pushback because the size and length are the same. There's no, oh, we've reserved memory for this, so there's no pushbacking on a standard array, it seems like. And then, yep, handle invalid. We're not handling extraneous here, but I guess we don't care. We're just handling invalid other stuff. So, oh yeah, I guess makes sense. Well, not necessarily. I don't know. And then increment, and then go to the next one until it's fully done, and then return the whole thing. Okie doke. It's the simplest way. Makes sense. It's obvious that it's returning a value because we're returning a standard array. That's it. We're not returning whatever the hell the crazy stuff is. Oh, via an out parameter, meaning just putting it into the function saying initialize array, passing in the array via reference, and then updating it there. I don't dislike that. You just need to call it something cool, like set array or initialize array or set array value, set array element, set array elements, something like that. It's obvious the function is array value. We could define an array. A single statement. Yeah, instead of having to define it and then in a second statement pass it into there, because we can't define it and in the definition statement also pass it because it hasn't been defined yet, motherfucker. There are also a few downsides. We return a copy, yes, in the elements, assuming the elements aren't movable. And we also have to specify the template arguments instead of just specifying, yeah, because we have to specify the type of array we're dealing with instead of, one, having to fucking generate or make a specialization. So then, sure, it only handles this one length and type of array, but that's annoying. Or, yeah, it's it. Okay. Or we could do that. If it's too expensive to return by value, it makes sense that we could instead do something like how do I zoom in? All right. We'll do some operator overloading here. Oh, I guess we actually need templates too, huh? Yep. Const reference, non-const reference here. Okay. Oops, hold. Oh, great. I love that you tell me the fucking error. Oh, true. Okay, so we can zero it using it as an in-out parameter, but really I guess it's an out parameter because we're setting it, not looking at it. What's the point of limits? What are we ignoring? Oh, the point is this time we're setting it. So instead of calling a function, creating a standard array, initializing the elements of it with these values, or, well, not initializing because you're value initializing it by default. Like here, this one already exists. But here, we're creating one of some size. So the element, and it's non-const, so the elements here are changeable. And we're extracting input to each guy and setting it. But here, we've already passed it, the array that we're going to be setting, and using as a reference, parameter received by reference and passed by reference. And then, boom, we loop through and we set each element to be whatever we want. And then we don't return nothing. We just update the array. And we could just do for each element, we could do too, right? Right, if we get it by reference, could we do that? I think we could do that. Well, I mean, how important is this? I mean, I know we could do it. It's fine. And the point is we're saying this because it's move capable. And it's cheaper because we could use move semantics. Standard input array, cool, and we can output it. So we could say, hey, we have this guy, array is blank, has 5 elements, they're all zeroed out, and then we can update it and then print this value. So instead of it being 0, it is whatever the user put in. No copy is ever made, so we're just going boom. Non-conventional and not easy to tell. Not as easy to tell, at least. Only use it to assign, not initialize, because we have to be able to pass it. We can't pass it nothing, and then it would have to return by value if we're using it to initialize. Makes sense. It's not returning anything. No temporaries, yo. Return a standard vector instead is move capable. We can return by value with cheaply because of standard move, or at least move semantics automatically, like a standard string apparently. By value, if we're returning it by value, we're doing it to what? Initialize one? And if we're doing that, well, we could make it const expression and then call something, but the function we used to return would have to be const expression too. Okay. Return with standard vector. I can see that. I think that's the thing I'll just learn by doing. Complete the following program. What are we doing here? We have a const expression standard array of length 4 of type int and another one of length 5 and type character. Oh, we just need a printer guy. And it prints the values, so we do a little for action. We could say it prints this, and then for each does, let's see. We could check the index to determine whether we put a colon or not, or whether we put a comma, and then print the length as well. Okay, sure, I'll do that. We're just printing here. It's gonna say no discard, right? Oh, I'm surprised. Oh, because maybe does data not care about discard? Oh, neither. Okay, maybe it's because it's in a function. I'm not sure. All right, so we could just say for. What if we just say int I is 0, while I is less than array size? But this is standard s size array. And sure, we're comparing a small sign to a small sign to a big sign, but I'm not worried. And this is while it's less than the size, so it starts at 0. Cool. And if it's not less than the actual size, then it won't do anything. So if the size is 0, then we're fine. So we could say if I is 0, or we could say but then we could say here if I is 0, what are we saying? The array something. So we'll say alright. The array. And then yep. Bop. And we'll say number colon space. So we could say array data. Well, we could say we could do it at compile time too, but not really because this is. Well, the sizes are known at compile time, so the point is that it sees the size of ints and characters, so it should be able to pass them here and check. So we'll say array get, or standard get array. Oh wait, hold on. Oh, here it is. Standard get. I don't think it'll be happy here. I don't think I will work. I think it's gonna need to be static casted or something. Get I array. Hold, 16. For this guy, well, I is less than standard S size. What are you bitching about? Oh, here it is. Okay, cool. All right. So we're saying the number, and then, all right, what else are we gonna do? Well, excuse me, array intro words. Colon space. Or well, do we need this? I don't think we do. We say the array something number, so 3 colon space. And then we could say if I is less than standard S size array minus 1. I mean, I'm gonna do this just to make sure. instead of being, if it's less than this and it returns to be a Boolean and then it subtracts 1 to always be false, I don't want that. But then I'm actually sure, I'm not sure if -1 is false or if it's true. I think it's true because non-zero, right? Only if it is not the last one, then we add the comma space, and then has length well, we could do it either way. We could say array.size. Array closing words. And then we could say loop through elements, loop through, and print elements. Oh, that's what I should have done. I should have gone here. Handle, comma, or well, add commas and spacing till last element. And then we could say print array ints, print array characters. Uh-oh, here it goes. Uh-oh. Standard get, huh? No? I mean, is there a point if it's bounds checking? Because we already said that while it's less than the size. This feels redundant. I'm going to just do array I, huh? But really it should be array.data I. Oh, fuck. And what if we comment this out real quick? It's that's the issue? Are you sure? Oh, there it is. Array data I. Whoops. If you forget this, then this is a member, a function pointer, or pointer to a function. Bum bum bum. It is a pointer to a member indeed. One, two, three, four. Okay. Oh, any const expression-y action? Negatory, bucko. Then we could say same thing here. We could do include string view because we need standard string view. Need standard string view. And then we're gonna make another array called names. Ethan, Jessica. Genevieve. Something like that, huh? And then print array names. And then it loops through each, bop, 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 adds, not plurality, it adds comma spacing. And then says length is 4. And then what if we just remove 2? And then what if we left the comma in just to fuck around? It's fine too, because it's treating it as, oh, because it's saying, hey, there's no operand here. So I guess it's just using only the left one. Oh, okay. Put that where you belong, buddy. Cool. Sounds good to me. Oh, true. We could have also made these const expression. Const expression and const expression. But, oh, it's actually okay. What if these were strings though, huh? Wouldn't that not work? Well, we could just, we don't need to deal with that. We could just say, need standard string, and then, uh-oh. Oh, wait. Standard string. Actually, it's probably converting these to see, oh, these are, it's doing const characters. That's why it's const expression. If we do standard string, and I bet if we put 2, it's not going to be happy anymore. Yep, because these do not evaluate to constants. You can't have a const expression in standard string, allegedly. Cool. What's another way? CS, you did this. You did auto separator. The fuck is separator? Auto separator? Huh? So separator's nothing at first. And then we say, oh, so separator's nothing for the first. And then we say for each element. Oh, true. Because we're saying it's nothing. And then we're only printing it after. Well, what if we print for the last element? Separator's nothing. Then we print nothing and then the first element. And then we set separator to be this. And then we print. Okay, gotcha. So the point is that for the last element we print comma space, last element. And then we set the separator. But we don't do another comma space after. We do it before. So you put it before. And you update it before. So instead of doing this, we could have a he did an auto because technically I guess it's a C-style string, or it's a C-style string, yeah. So we'll just do auto separator or separator is nothing, sure. And then it could make sense to put in separator and then set separator is comma space, hold, and then we can remove this and this because those aren't needed anymore. And we get the same result with one less line because, or maybe same because we put one up ahead, but instead of evaluating a condition each time, we're just printing something. I'm not sure what's more expensive, evaluating a Boolean, evaluating the size of this, or just printing one character like that. I think this way is probably better and cheaper. So sure, I need to find better, more creative ways like that. I wish there were comments here articulating that. I mean, I should have been able to figure out, which I did, but it would have been cooler if there were comments there, just to show like what best practice comments look like. Brace elision, standard array of class types. Oh, meaning like what? Have a standard array and create temporary class types in it, and then not have to put braces to initialize them. I'm not sure what that would even look like. Standard array isn't limited to fundamental types. We can do any type. Okay, a standard array of whatever we want. Okay. Okay. We'll use structs to illustrate our points in this lesson. I mean, what would that look like? Oh, would it look like that? Array. I mean, the types have to be the same, right? So we could say, what if we say struct gun, and we just say int min rounds, int max rounds, and then int current rounds. I'm ensuring those are determined by the mags, but let's say it's by the gun. Okay. Standard array, and it's gun and however many in this case. We'll just say guns, and we'll say, what if we did temporaries, huh? If we did, yeah, because these are unnamed, right? So instead of copying values into the elements, we pass temporaries. So what if we did gun 0, 0, 0, and then gun 0, or oops, 0, 30, 17, and gun 0, 45, 33. Okay? And then what if we did... Oh, that could be cool. Real quick, real fast. Standard OStream reference, operator insertion, taking a standard OStream reference, output device, and also taking a gun, and what we do is we output gun min rounds. And then gun max rounds. And then gun current rounds. And then return output device. And then print guns. And then OStream reference, operator insertion, standard OStream reference, output device. And then template type name T, auto size, and then standard, const standard array T size reference to pass cheaply. And we call it array. And then we say for const auto reference, because we're printing, so we don't need to modify the value, and we want to get it by reference, so we're not copying it over and over from the same thing. We'll say element array, and we'll say output element. And in this case, it's going to be interesting because it's going to end the line and then end the line again here. But we'll say, and then at the end, return output device. All right, so far, so good. And then print arrays. And then we'll do output guns. Well, so what should happen if we step through is we see, okay, what are we printing? Well, we're printing a standard array. Okay, so we're going to deduce, oh, what type? 3 elements of type gun 3. Excuse me, first one, print. Oh, how do we print a gun? We print min, next line max, next line round, next line rounds, cool, and next line. And then next line, so it should be like 3, and then a skip, and then another 3, and then a skip, and then another 3, and then a skip, and then bibbidi bop. Looks cool. And sure, we could put 3 separate lines, min, max, current, so that it would read min, max, current, min, max, current, min, max, current, and boom. And now we're nested. How many of these did we get? We got a bunch of stuff at the bottom. So it's interesting. Oh, and it's because I put that in, and it's already going to have 2 spaces because that's how it normally is. And normally there'd be stuff here, so there'd only be 1 space, but this is fine. Looks just as we would hope. No const expression stuff though, because all this involves standard character output, which is a runtime only object allegedly. So we're going to say defining and assigning to a standard. All right, good enough. Going to bed now because I had to get some flights and get some shit scheduled. So I'm going to upload this, go to fuck to bed, and then more tomorrow, yo.